Flash flooding around the French Riviera has killed at least 16 people, including some trapped in cars, a campsite and a retirement home, the president said. Torrents of muddy water also inundated buildings, roads and railway tracks, disrupting car and train traffic along the Mediterranean coast. Helicopters patrolled the area and 27,000 homes were without electricity Sunday after the Brogue River overflowed its banks and fierce thunderstorms poured more than 170 millimeters of rain on the Caen region in 2 hours Saturday night. That is the equivalent of 2 months of rainfall for the region, local radio France Bleu Azur reported. President François Hollande said the overall death toll by midday Sunday was 16, with 3 still missing. Government officials had given conflicting reports about casualty figures earlier in the day. It's not over, Hollande said, visiting the flood-stricken retirement home in the town of Biot and meeting with emergency workers. Roads remain impassable. He expressed condolences to families of victims and urged residents to remain cautious, especially on the region's roads, many of which remain impassable Sunday. He promised aid for residents hit by the flooding and lamented serious damage to local stores and other businesses. People were found dead in the towns of Caen, Biot, Galfan and Mandioula-Napoule in the southeast, the president's office said. Interior Ministry spokesman Pierre-Henri Brandit said the dead included victims who had been trapped in a parking lot, and others at a campsite and a retirement home. The exact circumstances of the deaths were unclear. Several trains were stopped because of flooded tracks, and traffic remained stopped along the Mediterranean coast between Nice and Toulon on Sunday morning, according to the SNCF Rail Authority. Several roads in the region were closed, including those reaching Caen, which was particularly hard hit. The Caen train station was flooded, leading to the interruption of local rail services, while cars were swept along streets by torrents. Winds and rain whipped palm trees along the famed Croizet seaside promenade in Caen in images shown on BFM television. In nearby Antibes, cars were overturned and roads were slick with mud. The flooding also disrupted a French League soccer match in Nice, forcing the stadium to shut down in the middle of play. Some criticized authorities for not doing more to prevent flood damage in the region. Hundreds of emergency workers were involved in rescue efforts, helped by clear skies around the region Sunday. Pope Francis offered his prayers for the victims during his weekly Sunday blessing from St. Peter's Square. We express our nearness to the hard-hit populations, including with concrete forms of solidarity, he said. The ANSA news agency said that several trains that were halted by the floods were carrying hundreds of Italian pilgrims to or from the shrine at Lourdes. The Italian group Unitalici, which transports the sick to the shrine, said all of the pilgrims on board were